Hi, I'm Anthony, and this is my Sony Handycam HDR-CX440 unboxing, sample videos, and review. I bought the bonus bundle, which includes a camera bag and a micro SD card, because it was actually $70 less at Costco online at the time that I bought it, which was July of 2015. Inside the box you have, of course, the memory card. It's a 16 gig card. You can't use the highest setting of the camera with that card. It needs at least a 32 gig card. And that's the bag. It's pretty big. I'm not so sure I'm going to use that. The camera itself is pretty small, thus the small box. Inside the camera box, of course, you have your paperwork. There's the accessory list, your warranty information, and the manuals in English and French. Inside the box you got the camera, of course. We'll open that last. The USB cable allows you to charge it and hook it up to your computer. There's the battery. There's only one, and that comes separately. You put it into the camera itself later. That's really nice. That was the HDMI cable. Allows you to hook it up to your TV instantly. And of course you got your USB charger. Let's take out the camera. It's very small and it's very light. Really nice feel to it though. So there's your battery, and there's the unboxing. Overall, I love this camera. The colors are great. I think it's nice and sharp. The image stabilization is excellent, and the zoom is just fantastic. It's got nice, easy controls. Very light, fits in the pocket, even easy. Just loved it overall. It's a great camera. You only have two choices in the codecs when you record. AVC HD is what we're going to talk about first. The AVC HD mode has 5 settings. 4 are 60i frames per second, and only 1 is 60 progressive. There is no 30 frames per second or any other frames per second mode for AVC HD. This is the lowest setting, which is basically 60i at 5 megabits per second. This is one step up in quality, still 60i of course, but at 9 megabits per second. See if you can see any people. The next setting in quality is the 17 megabits per second mode, still 60i. And now this is the highest 60i quality setting, which is 24 megabits per second for AVC HD. And finally, for AVC HD settings, we have the 60p, 60 progressive frames per second, at 28 megabits per second. This is the highest AVC HD setting you can get on this camera. Now we're going to talk about Sony's own XAVCS codec. In this mode, you have two choices. The first mode is 30 frames per second, 30 progressive only, and it is at 50 megabits per second. There is no other quality setting for the 30 frames per second mode. And finally, this is the absolute top quality setting. Sony XAVCS mode, 60 progressive frames per second, and still at 50 megabits per second quality. Now this is an edited video, of course, and it's been posted up to YouTube, so the quality is not, you're not going to see exactly what comes out of the camera on this YouTube. I'm just hoping that you can see the difference between this mode and the other modes before it. Let's try different samples of the actual image stabilization. Sony calls it SteadyShot. Here's the first one. We've got SteadyShot off. Just holding the camera with my hands, panning around. I did not zoom into anything in this. It's pretty shaky and terrible if I do. Take my word for it. SteadyShot Standard. It allows you to zoom out quite a bit with the SteadyShot on. Up to 30 times in the standard mode. That's standard image stabilization. Zoom all the way in. The next setting is SteadyShot Active. This actually allows you to zoom in twice as much. You can zoom in 60x on this setting. Active SteadyShot. And at the highest quality, it's called Intelligent Active. In this mode, you can actually zoom in 59x. It's just the limitations of the camera. Speedboat. Oh, I can zoom in quite a bit. There should be that sailboat. There it is. Intelligent Active. Now we're going to talk about the low light capability. They call it Lux in the Sony lexicon, and here's how it looks. It's actually a lot darker in real life than what this is showing in this apartment, especially when I go panning towards the kitchen. It's very hard to see with my eyes, but the camera's really picking it up, which is nice. I noticed that when you can see the so-called dark parts, there is some grain, but it certainly isn't all that bad. Totally useful for low light shots. This is a recording studio. With the naked eye, I couldn't even tell that those walls were blue, looking at them with this low light. Here's inside a booth. This is normal low light when you have a party or you're in some office. This is how it's going to look. Hardly any grain at all. Everything's looking really good. This is outside at 8 o'clock in August, and that's a lot brighter in what you're looking at than what my naked eye saw. This is pitch black. I wanted to see what the actual lights would show, things like electric light. This is looking exactly like what I saw it, so I thought that was pretty accurate. This camera has a functionality called Blt-in Zoom Mic for the audio. It's got 2 stereo microphones on the front of the camera, and apparently when you zoom in with the Blt-in Zoom Mic function on, it's supposed to sound different, and I was really curious to see what that was. So here's what it sounds like with it off when you're zooming in, and of course it sounds the same. Here's what it sounds like with the Blt-in Zoom Mic on as you zoom. And there you go. That's my review of the HDR-CX440 by Sony. Again, it's a great camcorder. I'm really enjoying it. Just so you know, it does have some other functionality. You do have absolute control over things like shutter speed, iris, white balance. All of that can be totally individually tuned yourself. I didn't find that I needed to do any of that. Even in low light, bright sun, overcast, the automatic settings really work great for that. It has another function where while you're recording, you can take pictures. However, in most of the settings that I like, the high quality settings and with the advanced image stabilization, you're not able to take pictures, so I don't even bother with that. When you do choose pure picture mode, you can take digital pictures with it, of course, but they just weren't very sharp and not even going to come close to even something you're going to get with a point-and-shoot digital camera, so I don't even bother with that. I also tested out the Wi-Fi, which works perfectly. That was very easy to set up with my home Wi-Fi. You can send videos from your camera directly into your computer this way, but I recommend against it because once you have anything with a significant megabyte or gigabyte length, it would take forever. You can also control the camera as far as zooming and start and stop from your cell phone. I tried this out and it works great. It's really nice. It works with NFC, very easy to set up once you just download the software app. Highly recommend using that too. And one last thing. I purposely went out and bought a 64 gig card for it. And the reason is because I use an editor for all of my videos. I'm never going to take a video with this camera and just pop it into somebody's TV or upload it to YouTube or send it to somebody. I'm going to edit it all, just like you're seeing here. And so I chose to just basically leave my camera on at the highest setting, put everything into that 64 gig card, which allows me to have about 2.5 hours of recording time, which works for all of my needs. Record at the highest quality all the time, plop it into the computer, edit it, then post it. That's how it is for me. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the unboxing and the review. It's my first. Have a good time all the time. Hey, puppy. Wag your tail. High quality, XAV whatever, S. And it's looking good. And we're good people think I'm chilly. Without the tripod. Gosh, it's a really big deal.